the way we work and where we work and who we work for are the kind of questions that a lot of individuals are asking themselves. And if the individuals are asking themselves, then the employers and organizations have to ask themselves the same sorts of questions.
Imagine a workplace which no more constrained by physical space. People can work anywhere, anytime, collaborate with anyone else.
Data now is everywhere. The user is everywhere, right? How do you collaborate and communicate better?
With this new normal, new situation, we will also create new opportunities. People will get stronger support from the machine, artificial intelligence, proposing them augmented capacities to be able to take faster decisions.
As customers make the shift from on-premise to cloud or cloud first, there is going to be a rising need and concern for added security. So although, change is inevitable, today we have the tools, right? Collaboration tools. We have the technology in place. We have the ability to source talent anywhere in the world to help our customers solve some really big problems that they face in the future.
Giving shape to ideas. Konica Minolta.
Hi, my name is Tobi Knaup, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Day2IQ. Cloud native and Kubernetes are very disruptive technologies. But there's another technology, probably the most disruptive technologies in our generation, that enterprises are starting to adopt. And that is artificial intelligence or machine learning. AI is one of the most disruptive forces in our generation, and it will be embedded in all the products that surround us day to day. From self-driving cars to next-generation medical devices, AI will be in most of the products that we use day to day. Organizations that are building cloud-native applications today need to evolve their capabilities to also be able to manage AI workloads, because the next generation of cloud-native applications will have AI at their core. We call those smart cloud-native applications because they have AI built in. So organizations that want to build smart cloud-native apps also have to learn how to deploy these workloads on a mix of cloud, data center, and edge. The organizations that learn how to adopt cloud-native and AI will be able to build highly differentiated products that put them ahead of their competition.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laurent Marchand. I'm the founder and CEO of Kaloom. Today, I would like to talk about incoming trends for 2022. The first one is really about convergence. We are introducing 5G network in the market. 5G infrastructure consists of the 5G new radio access, the new radio technology, and the 5G packet core. The 3GPP, which is the standardization body for this new 5G packet core, is working jointly with the Broadband Forum in order to ensure that the 5G packet core could serve not only 3GPP access, but also non-3GPP access such as Wi-Fi, fiber, and so on. This means that a single 5G packet core infrastructure will be capable to sustain all the main access technologies in the marketplace. The second trend is about basically where cloud computing met edge computing. Along with 5G, we will see the emergence of new applications, ultra-reliable, low-latency communication applications such as connected car, interactive gaming, industrial robotics, and so on. All these applications require the latency below 10 milliseconds. Unfortunately, public cloud typically provide latency which is radically higher than this 10 milliseconds. And this simple fact brought, I would say, the enthusiasm in the marketplace toward edge computing, where you can bring compute closer to the actual device that consumes the data and services. And edge computing will be a growing phenomena, and the coming years. It has already started, it will grow in 2022. From the moment that you need to combine together large, centralized or regional public cloud with smaller, fully distributed edge data center, it introduced the needs for what I consider a third trend, which is a distributed cloud. A distributed cloud can be viewed as creating a slice, like a virtual data center that can span across multiple physical, geographically distributed data center. And this allowed to deploy application in a consistent current way, regardless where physically the application itself resides. And of course, this distributed cloud concept will play a key role to provide high availability services as we move forward. Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Friend. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Wasabi, the cloud storage company. I want to take a couple minutes of your time today to share a few predictions for 2022. First is about the evolution of multi-cloud and the rise of multi-cloud. And for a lot of people, this has meant running a few applications in Amazon's cloud and maybe a few applications in Microsoft's cloud or Google's cloud. But this presupposes that Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are going to slice the whole IT world up into three big slices, and that's all there's going to be. I actually think multi-cloud is going in a different direction. It's going in the way the hardware world went over the last 30 years, which is more diversification. You're going to have vendors like Wasabi that specialize in cloud storage. You're going to have other vendors that specialize in compute, other vendors that specialize in AI and machine learning and gaming and so forth. And companies are going to be able to assemble complete solutions by putting these specialist vendors together, and they get best of breed. They're not locked into any one vendor's walled gardens. Number two, I want to talk about smart cities and the rise of 5G and the influence on smart cities. Smart cities primarily depend on surveillance cameras for inputs. If you want to control traffic, pedestrian traffic, whatever, provide security for retail streets, you need cameras. And wiring up cameras in the old days used to be really expensive. Now with 5G, you got 100 times more bandwidth. All you need to do is plunk a camera down on top of a street pole, connect it up to some power, and it can communicate back to the cloud across the 5G network. So I think you're going to see a proliferation of this kind of smart city technology going on as 5G continues to roll out. And finally, I want to talk about ransomware, because this may be the year that the tide turns against the ransomware hackers. Everybody's aware of ransomware. A lot of people have been hacked, and the crooks have gotten pretty smart. They not only know how to delete or modify your primary data, but they also know how to go in and delete your backups so that you can't avoid paying a ransom. Vendors like Wasabi and Amazon have introduced what's called immutable cloud storage. And immutable cloud storage says that if you write, say, a backup to an immutable bucket in immutable storage, it cannot be deleted, cannot be erased by anybody, including even the employees of the cloud storage vendors themselves. And this is going to potentially turn the tide against the hackers, because if people are doing their backups right and they're storing their backups in immutable storage and they rehearse the recovery of their systems from these backups, they won't have to pay the ransom. So hopefully this will allow us to turn the tide on this malicious wave of ransomware. So those are my three predictions for the coming year, and we'll check back in a year and see how right I was.
Historically, enterprise has been using high-performance computing as part of their application. Wall Street using high-frequency training and genome decoding as a pharmaceutical usage model. So I think the new twist for this generation right now is how do we blend in the machine learning, artificial intelligence into all this high-performance computing. Rule-based high-performance computing before, you have to have a decoding and set up certain rules and things like that. But for machine learning and artificial intelligence, I think we were able to ask the question we never been able to ask before. And I think that's a new twist, and then finding the answer quicker than we anticipated. Compared to 10 years ago, I think Open Compute Project is heading a very healthy direction. As you can see right now, we have so many subgroups is concentrating and focus on different topics of the data center. Compared to 10 years ago, it's really focused on optimize just the hardware itself to fit in a certain ambient temperature or the data center environment. But right now, we have so many subgroups that focus on different things, such as immersion cooling, open firmware on the platform, and things like that. Most critically for me, I think it's an open source firmware. The direction is really helping the end user, regardless if it's a cloud service provider or enterprise. They will be able to actually have this code and then kind of stop the attacker, right? Try to penetrate the data center. They have all this code on their hand for their exposure. I think that's a really good thing for enterprise customers to actually have that too. So I think it's going to a very good and healthy direction. In our industry, I think everyone is trying to figure out the million-dollar question, what's next? And as today, we can see AI and 5G is two of the biggest trends, and I think it's going to revolutionize the entire industry. But I don't see AI and 5G as a two separate topic. Right now, we understand AI, everyone is focusing on training, right? Understand how all this data and how this machine learning and artificial intelligence is going to help us to be more productive and answering the right question. But as time progresses, I would imagine AI and 5G is going to be one really big topic, because how do you deploy inferencing at the site, at the smart city or autonomous driving? That's locally at 5G. So I would think it's two topics right now, but eventually will merge into one. And then who can win with the AI and 5G merging together as one technology? That will be the winner.